Hello, stylists. Today, I wanted to highlight one of the mini games that can be found throughout Miraland, Hoop Hopper. Hoop Hopper is a mini game that challenges us in jumping and speed. Completing the game for the first time will award 10 diamonds, and when achieving a perfect clear for the first time, you will earn an extra 30 diamonds per game. And you can even keep playing to earn some extra bling. If you have never played before, let's quickly go over the rules presented to us. You are meant to hop to each hoop once in sequence. You need to reach the final hoop before the timer runs out. Failing to reach the next hoop will result in a failure, and achieving a clear will present us with rewards. And it's only 100 bling per play. There are several locations scattered throughout. You can check where they are located using the in-game map, click on each tooltip to see which game is which. You may also use the Perfect Guide world map to also help you filter and locate them, available on the Perfect Guide website. I will also be showing you each location, how to clear them, and also how to ensure a perfect clear on each one. Let's get started over by Florawish. This first one will be just north of Florawish. I'll be taking the secret base Warp Spire, and then moving down the main road towards these ruins. From here, we can move across the center. And if it's your first time in this area, there will be some S-Lings to take out. And head towards this catapult. We want to use plunge to push up the box and throw us closer to the top ruin spot here, where we can find our first Hoop Hopper minigame station. Chloe here also seems eager to get started, so let's begin. We have 45 seconds to complete, and we need to be under 30 seconds for a perfect clear. This first one already seems daunting. We have to be very mindful of the floating hoops in this one, and the height of our jump at the very end. I used the floating ability very liberally for this minigame, and in order to not take up too much time, I turn off the floating ability so I can drop down quicker. You can also choose to plunge, but I don't use that as often unless it is a very high jump, as I don't want to be stuck in the animation if I can help it. It's really simple, just moving through each one, including the floating ones, and you are all set. If you need to fix your timings to achieve the perfect clear, definitely practice with turning off the floating ability to drop down quicker each time. This next one is to the far right of Florawish, out in the outskirts. It is very close to the Sanctum of the Observant Warp Spire, or simply take this main road along the water to get there right from town. Going from the Warp Spire, you may find some Blings along your path here, and just past this cottage along the water, we can find the game station, handled by Ardent, who can't wait for the game to take off, even for favor sprites. This one is also 45 seconds to clear and 30-second cutoff for a perfect clear. My first time through, I was just over the perfect clear limit, so for my perfect clear, I definitely had to trust my dropping in time and jumping to the next one super quickly. The leaves here felt scary because we're right over water, but I had to trust myself and watch my shadow on the floor to know when best to speed up dropping, and I was able to shave a whole 4 seconds. Now we're looking to the Breezy Meadow for our next location. This one is closest to Cicia Art Academy. We can just jump down the hill to reach the station manned by Georgina, who is super excited to see record breakers. This one is 45 seconds to clear and 35 seconds for a perfect clear. This course has so many unique jumps and trampolines. I could see why they added 5 extra seconds compared to what we've seen so far. I also usually activate my float when I'm at the peak of my jumps, which is what I think helped me in this one. I got scared at the end here that I wasn't making it to this hoop, but it seems I had just enough height to count and make it to the end. I would say on that one, most importantly, don't forget the stationary hoop at the very end, like I almost did, since it sneaks up from just out of view. Our next stop will be just southwest of the activity center by the water. Feel free to take a scenic ride from where we are, or take the Meadow Activity Support Center port. From here, we can move towards the river and then follow it towards the station, where we can meet up with Voltag. Voltag gives us a tip: take a good look at the position of the hoops before you act. Precision is the key to success, which I will totally agree with. Take some mental notes when they show the overview camera when challenging the course for the first time. This one is 35 seconds to clear and 25 seconds for a perfect clear. Looking at the course, we want to remember their words of wisdom, as this is definitely all about jumping in the right place at the right time. I tried my best to jump without floating on the shorter jumps and saving it for only these longer jumps. I think this is key to saving a lot of time for this course. We will now move more south and find our next spot to just the west of Meadow Wharf. Currently in 1.3, we have the Bull K camp nearby, and we are just a bit southwest of that. Let's meet up with Etta here, who asks if we're brave enough. I definitely am, and I know you can do it also. So let's check out what she's got for us. This one is also 35 seconds to clear and 25 seconds for a perfect clear. Using what we learned in the last one, I don't want to float too often, and only use it for these longer jumps and those higher hoops. Our sixth spot is much further south this time, right in the back of the Queen's Palace ruins. If you have the front yard warp spire, it's very close. Just a quick hop to it to meet up with Stone. If you have not been in this area yet, you can follow the ruins grounds on the top side of it to make your way around and in. We have 50 seconds to clear and only 35 seconds to perfect clear. This one's main challenge is mainly longer jumps, so let's use the most out of our floating abilities and tap it at the height of your jump. We want to be mindful of our steps here and make our way quickly to the end, and also trying to work our way around these moving hoops trying to stall us. For our seventh and final stop, we will actually be looking towards Stoneville. On the west side of the town and along the pathway is a station, located quite close to the gliding training stone tree. We could just jump straight down from here towards it easily. Lizelle has it prepared for us, so let's not waste her effort here. This last one has 45 seconds to clear, and we need 30 seconds for the perfect clear. I personally love the simple setup of this one, utilizing all their stone trees for this course. We also have a jump leaf in this one. Remember that you can only jump once per hoop area, so you gotta decide quickly where to next. Using everything we learned so far, we want to make the best of our short and longer jumps, and at the end, I decided to use plunge here to shave time. Did you have fun? I know I did, learning this game and earning some great rewards along the way. Let's go over a couple of tips and tricks for this game if you are still having any troubles. Are you having issues finding the minigame locations? You can choose to track the minigame's location for an easier time while exploring the map and traveling along the way. This will let it stick to your minimap and you can take your time exploring towards them. Our first time playing each, we get the camera pan view of the course ahead of us. When replaying, we don't see this again. So definitely take some mental notes the first time we see these playing to prep yourself. Timing when best to drop is very crucial to save and shave time for better records. Watch your shadow on the ground and trust yourself. You got this. Use plunge as needed for those high jumps to move down even more quickly. Remember that you can only jump once per hoop area to get to the next. There's no do-overs, so definitely be swift and decisive on which direction you want to jump towards for each. Always be moving forward towards your goal. Each consecutive hoop that you need to reach will have a slight glow to help you know which is the next one. As soon as you reach it, it dims down, and you should be able to clearly see which one is next. Any other questions or issues? Let me know in the comments below. And if this guide helped you, I'd really appreciate a like and subscribe. And then you also won't miss out on the next guide. Thanks so much for watching.